Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about how to create a mesh for TELEMAC-2D simulations, and we are using this software called Bluekenue for this. So create the mesh, you generally need two main things. First is the digital terrain model, and the second is the shapefile inside which you need to create the mesh. So first I'm going to import the digital terrain model DTM, and you cannot use GeoTIFF format. You can only use XYZ format. If you try to open GeoTIFF, it will give you an error. So you don't see it in the 2D view, but you click it, drag it, and now you see this is my digital terrain model. Now what you need is actually you don't need the terrain model also for the mesh generation. This is just I wanted to show you that this is where I want to generate the mesh. So you will need it later on, not yet. But yeah, so we need to import the mesh, the shapefile, which is arcview shapefile. You go to files, import arcview shapefile. So right now I have three shapefiles. First is the catchment shapefile. So you click it and grab it and drag it here. So this is my boundary line inside which I need my mesh to be. And a very important thing, this boundary need to be inside this DTM, otherwise you will get an error. But what I need is I need 100 meter by 100 mesh here, but I have a river here which I need a finer mesh. So I can have several shape files, not like this. I go to file, import, and archive shapefile. I need the two extra shapefiles because I need different resolution inside this area and different in this area from what I have in the catchment. So I open them and I show you what they are. So this refine is the periphery of the river. This where I need a finer mesh than the other catchment area, than the rest of the catchment, and then I have this finer shapefile which is here. Let me change its color so you can see it more clearly. Yes, this one. Here I need even finer mesh. So I need three resolutions. These three different resolution in this entire catchment area. I want 100 by 100 here, 5 by 5 here, and 3 by 3 meter here. But before doing that, we cannot use these shape files as it is. So we need to save them in another format. You click it, save copy as in 2D line set format, which is .i2s. Save. I save the catchment. Now I save the finer shapefile as 2D line set, and then the last one, save copy as refine. Save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these shape files from here and open the line sets. 2D line sets or just line sets. Yes, I remove them. I open them. Yes, and you see they are exactly the same. It's just that they are in different format which are usable for us to create the mesh. Now to create the mesh, you go to File, New, T3 Mesh Generator. Okay, so this automatically opens, and the default edge length what I want here is 100 meter by 100 meter. So I put 100 here, and this edge growth ratio is in which ratio you want to change your mesh from 100 to 5 and then 5 to 3. You can change it as you want. I like it to 1.2, and then I apply. Okay, now in the outline you put this catchment line set, this one. You click it, grab it, and drag it to outline. Okay, now I will zoom in a bit where I want finer mesh. Okay, that's too much zoomed. Yes, so now where I want 5 by 5, I double click on it and right click and edit. Here I want the mesh size 5 meter and I put OK. Yes, and then in the, okay, I need to remove it because I want to select this smaller one. And in this smaller one, I double click, right click, edit. Here I want the size, let's say 2 meter. Okay, and now these two these two files, this one where I want finer and this one where I want finer, both these two I will drag to the density. Finer, I grab, drag to density, and then refine, I grab, drag to density. Yes. So now in the outline, we have this outline inside which I need the mesh, and in the density, it is refine and fine, these two line sets. Yes. So these two sets can be outside of the 2D of this DTM, but this main outline needs to be inside it. So now we double click on 2-3 mesh and run. So yes, minimum edge length was 2 meter that I wanted, and it will create this many nodes. This is the outer boundary area, which is like my catchment area, which is 10.5 square kilometers, but this is in square meters. Yes. And then it takes, let's see how much time it takes to generate these many nodes. Oh, 6 seconds, quick. Okay. Now I will remove all the other things, and let me see our mesh, and I drag it to 2D. Yes. Here you see, in the rest of the catchment area it is 100 meter, and then you zoom in, it is 5 meter. Let me show you. If I grab them again into the 2D, okay, I double clicked by mistake. You see inside this is 3 meter by 3 meter. If you zoom more, this is 3 meter by 3 meter. Yes. And if I see the other one, yes, inside this is 5 meter by 5 meter, but since our outline is this one, it is the final mesh is generated inside this, not this shape. So now our shape file is ready. Sorry, the mesh is ready, and now we need to save this mesh, new mesh. You click on it, file, save, copy as, and it is always saved in. These are the resolutions which I used, saving it in this way, but you can save as you want. Save, and now I don't need anything else. I can remove everything from here. I don't want to save them because I have everything. I have the mesh, which I open again. Open, and our T3S. Where is it? Here? No. Here, 2D, 3D mesh. Yes, this one. And you open, you drag to the view, and yes, this is our mesh. But right now, this is just the mesh. We don't have any elevation data on it. We need to change this mesh file into a selafin file, for which we need file, new, and selafin object. But in this object, we need some variables, geometry variables. First is the elevation data, which is known as bottom, and units are okay and okay. So to get this elevation data, which I select here, and I want to drag it. Yes. So to import this data in this mesh, what I need is a new file, new, and 2D interpolator. Okay. And in this interpolator, I am going to drag this DTM and put in this thing, interpolator 2D. Now to create our mesh, elevation file, I click on bottom, go to tools, map object, and 2D interpolator. Whatever is inside this will be transferred to this bottom which I selected. I click OK and done. And when I don't need the mesh now, I can remove, and let me show you how the bottom file looks now. You cannot see it because it's the same color as DTN. Yes, you see, this is the bottom file or elevation file, and this was the mesh. So you see the difference. It had all the values were 0, but in the bottom file, it is interpolated. Yes, but in our selafin file, we need other things also. We need other variables. For example, the roughness file. So mesh we need the same, and the roughness file is bottom friction. Okay, but if for bottom friction we don't need DTM here. We need the roughness values, which is again in XYZ format. Yes, roughness XYZ format. You open it, and this roughness needs to be dragged to the new interpolator 2D. Yes, now it is on it. Now I want to interpolate it where? this bottom friction. So I select bottom friction and tools, map object, and 2D interpolator. Okay, yes. I don't need roughness anymore because I have it. If you select bottom friction and move it to 2D, yes, it is changed. I don't need roughness anymore. I don't need DTM because it is interpolated. I don't need mesh. So this is my selafin file, but now I need one more variable in my selafin file, which is curve number. Here you don't see curve number, so you write it CN, but I need a curve number file now. Again, XYZ file. I already have curve numbers. And this curve numbers I need to drag to the 2D interpolator. And now I select curve number, tools, map object. You see, the thing that you have selected will not be shown here. So now in that way, you know that you have selected the correct thing. So I select 2D interpolator. Okay. Okay. Now I drag the curve number here. Yes, this is also done. Now I don't need 2D interpolator. I don't need to save it. I don't need any other thing. So this is my selafin file. But now what you need to save this file, but before saving this, one more thing, important thing, that you see my all the data is in this coordinates, which is very far north and east. So if you use this cellophane file in the TELEMAC-2D simulations, you will get an error because it's I don't know why, but it is fixed if you move your files as close as to the 00 coordinates. To do that, you select this and these are same. So you can select this or you can select this. It's the same thing. So I'm selecting this and I go to edit and shift in XY. So I want it to be as close as to 0. So I want to do minus 51600, and for Y I want to do minus this one 69111. Let's say this one. So if I'm shifting it by these coordinates, I have to note it down somewhere because I need to shift exactly by the other two also, otherwise they will not overlap. Okay, so curve number is gone. Now bottom friction gone, I mean gone to the closer to 00. Bottom friction added, shift in XY. Again I used exactly the same numbers. So maybe some other numbers work for your file. This is working for my file. You need to figure out what works for your file. Okay, this is gone also. Now bottom, edit, shift in XY. I'm using again the same, minus 51600 minus 6911100. Okay, so the 00, it will take me ages in this way to go to 00. So what I will do is I will remove everything from 2D view, and when I take it again, yeah, now they are close to 00. You see, all my files are there, the curve number, the elevation, and the roughness, they are close. So now I want to save this cellophane file. New the file, let's name it geometry file, and it is SLF, the cellophane file. Save. Yes, I can remove this and I can add it again. Cellophane file. Okay, yes, if I yes, that's it. That's all in this video. So we generated the mesh and we generated the cellophane file, which is geometry file with elevation, roughness, and curve number. That's it in this video. I hope it is helpful to you, and thank you so much for watching.